Today we're on the infamous 5th Avenue in Playa del Carmen, and in this video we're going to be sharing all the things that you should avoid and what to do instead. You feel like someone's trying to make you believe that you've met them?
You haven't.
It is a scam.
Here is where you're going to find the big nightclubs.
Just be mindful of your belongings because that does tend to happen.
Sometimes they're gonna try to be a little bit sneaky.
They can be discretionary with their prices. That's another common thing that they do to try and trick the tourists. So we're starting off in Parque Fundadores, which is right on one end of the 5th Avenue, and all throughout this video we're going to be taking you all the way down to the other side, and you'll want to stick around till the end because we're going to be showing you like a secret part of the 5th Avenue that no one really seems to know about, but we love it.
You can think of Parque Fundadores as the main town plaza of Playa del Carmen. You will find stores, you will find snacks here, but the main reason you will want to stay here is because you're going to have live performances. Something very important that we actually want to see is the Mayan performances, which are right behind us. They're from the Yucatan Peninsula.
La tierra nos ama.
Although these performances are for free, they live out of tips, so any gratuity for them will be really appreciated.
Yeah, tell them how you are of Mayan descent, so one day you're going to join them up there.
Actually, I'm doing a part-time job, probably today or later.
Las entrañas. La tierra nos ama.
People often ask about the high military presence here at the 5th Avenue. This is just a way to monitor the cartel activity. If you don't get yourself involved with that, you will be just fine as a tourist.
So moving just off of Parque Fundadores, you'll find the famous Playa del Carmen letters. If you want a great picture, rather come in the afternoon when the sun is on that side, so you've got the sun shining on your face. And then just a little bit further, you'll notice the massive ferries coming back and forth. They're actually going over to Cozumel.
If you're planning to visit Cozumel Island, there are two companies that offer the service. One is Winjet, the other one is Ultramar. Although it's not necessary to purchase your tickets in advance, you can buy the tickets on the day, but we can recommend to purchase them online as you can expect long queues, especially during peak season.
We are actually going to be sharing our favorite beaches all throughout our trip down the 5th Avenue, but this is a beach that not many people know about. So you've kind of got to go through where the ferry port is, through Senor Frogs, and it will get you to the Playacar Beach. If you try to access Playacar via the closed residential area, they're not going to let you in unless you have a reservation for one of the hotels. So this is kind of like a sneaky way of getting in. All beaches are public, so it's not wrong for you to be here at all.
Something that you have to keep in mind that you will not be able to use the beach chairs and the umbrellas from the hotels or any other establishment, but you can use the beach. You can bring your own umbrella, your own chair, and spend the time here.
Yeah, this just tends to be a bit of a quieter beach because not many people really seem to know about it.
We are just entering into one of the 3 open malls that are located in the 5th Avenue, and I think it's our favorite. Reason why? Because it's really shaded because they have like a canopy or something, but also they have a lot of trees inside.
Yeah, it's very pretty here. Something to keep in mind, the 5th Avenue obviously is not in any way authentically Mexico. It's just a tourist hub. They're going to be selling, you know, all of these upscale things that you wouldn't find in the town center. In terms of like being aware of the different scams that you're going to potentially come across while you're on the 5th Avenue, this one is quite common. If you are staying in one of the all-inclusive hotels, they'll give you a wristband. So what might happen is one of the locals that runs these scams might approach you and greet you and, hey, oh my gosh, do you remember I served you at the hotel the other day? And they'll make you believe that, oh, maybe you did meet this person. And then they'll get into a sob story about how the hotel doesn't pay them enough, so they have to work here, and they're just trying to make ends meet, and then they'll get you into their store. That's basically just a scam playing on your emotions to get you into their stores. You haven't met them before. If you feel like someone's trying to make you believe that you've met them,
you haven't.
It is a scam.
It's a very common tactic.
So in terms of transportation within Playa del Carmen, obviously you don't need transportation on the 5th Avenue. It is a pedestrian-only boardwalk. Moving around by a taxi is the only kind of like private option you have aside from renting a car. This is the main taxi hub. If you are going to take a taxi from here, you could expect to be charged crazy prices. What we would recommend instead is either walking 2 or 3 blocks away from the Fifth Avenue to pick up a taxi, or there is an app called Radio Taxi. It kind of operates like Uber. The app is a little bit glitchy, but that will give you the price that you're supposed to be paying. So the taxi drivers can't take too much advantage. If you're getting them from here, just be expecting to pay a lot more than what you should be.
If you're looking to visit destinations such as Tulum, Cancun, Mérida, among others in the region, the most economical and safest option will be the ADO buses. This station is located in the 5th Avenue. However, there is another station on the 20th, which tends to be a little bit quieter than this one.
And you can always hop in here. You'll often find tickets available like right away or within 20-30 minutes. But they also do have a website where you can book tickets in advance. And if you book pretty far in advance, at least a week or so, you tend to get pretty good discounts. So we'd
Up to 50% off.
Yeah. So we'd recommend planning in advance and checking the website just to get those discounts. Like you guys have seen, there are just hundreds and hundreds of souvenir stores all along the Fifth. The souvenirs that you're going to find there are mass produced. They're pretty much exactly the same. Every single
Anywhere
store,
you go,
yeah,
yeah.
all the stores sell the same stuff. But you might be looking at our shirts and being like, I wonder where those guys got that. Well, this is actually the very first video where we're wearing our own merch. We designed all of these designs by ourselves and our store is now live.
Yeah, you can check all of the designs. We have shirts and we have also sweaters.
Yeah.
And you can find them in fortheroad.shop.
And of course, if you do choose to buy from our shop, just know that that directly goes into supporting us and our channel so you can keep on making these informative videos, and we appreciate you guys so much. So in terms of finding food on the Fifth Avenue, there is no shortage of restaurants. There are so many restaurants. The only thing is all of them are inauthentic. They're
very commercialized.
Very much commercialized and also pretty pricey because you are on the Fifth Avenue. So you can expect to pay anywhere from like $10 to $15 for a burger. You can pay much higher. There's a lot more fancy stuff here. However, when you are in Mexico, you really want to try the local stuff. Like the authentic food is just...
Yeah, exactly. And you just have to divert yourself 1 or 2 blocks ahead from the 5th Avenue and you will get something that is very local, affordable, and very tasty.
Yes, exactly. So that is where we're headed now. We're just going to go grab a very quick, affordable breakfast. No matter where you go in Mexico, you're always going to find what they call a mercado municipal, which is the municipal market, and that's where you're going to find the most authentic and affordable Mexican meals.
This Mercado Municipal in Playa del Carmen, I think it's one of the most different mercados municipales I ever visited. Like, this is more like restaurants and souvenirs, whereas in another municipal markets in the country, they are like selling their butchery, they have fruits and vegetables, among other things that locals go and buy it. But this one is more orientated to tourism.
Yeah, 100%. Chilaquiles rojos con huevo, pero la huevo terminó mediano. Medio.
It's a little bit,
Muchas gracias. I ordered empanadas, which this outer shell is made of corn dough. They flatten it out, fill it with your filling of choice. I got pollo, which is chicken, and then they deep fry it.
I got chilaquiles, which is commonly known like breakfast nachos, which is not. It's different than the nachos that you know. It's basically tortilla chips with beans, some salsa, can be roja or verde, green or red.
But not some salsa, it's soaked in the salsa.
Soaked in salsa, yeah. And you can add egg, huevo, or chicken.
And then they will typically serve you 2 salsas, roja or verde. Muy picante. This one's habanero. So you can see the inside of mine. You've got chicken and cheese and spicy sauce. So aside from the local food being like super tasty, it's obviously the most affordable option as well. You could get this entire meal for probably what you would pay for one meal on the Fifth Avenue. So if you're looking to save money, this is your best option.
And the further you are away from the field, typically the more affordable. Cheaper it gets.
So we had a very nice lunch. We were actually able to pay with card at this specific restaurant, but something to keep in mind is if you are eating at like the smaller, more local places, they oftentimes won't have the option to pay with card. So we'd always recommend carrying at least a little bit of cash with you.
And if you were to pay in dollars also are wide accepted in establishments. However, the exchange rate tend to be lower than the standard local,
Yes.
the standard rate. Yeah.
Yeah, basically the establishments can set their own exchange rates and it's usually not in your favor, so
Yeah.
keep that in mind. So if you're not staying in a beachfront hotel along the Fifth Avenue, a popular thing to do would be to rent chairs and umbrellas at a beach club. But another very popular thing to do here in Playa is going to rooftop pools. There are rooftop pools all the way from here at the beach down into Centro, where you have beautiful views of the beach. That's where we're headed, up there, the Carmen rooftop. So most of the rooftops are associated with a hotel, and most of these rooftops will actually allow you in with a day pass if you're not staying in the hotel.
Yeah, and actually we're coming to deck 5 because my brother actually recommended he came here, and it's actually one of the more affordable rooftop bars.
Why'd you have to leave me? Yeah, my life done changed.
They work on consumption. For example, it's 300 pesos per person, so it basically means you need to order food or beverage up to at least 300 pesos in order to use the pool and the chairs and the facilities and all of that kind of thing.
Una indio.
Gracias. I like the beach, I do, but I must say being here on another level, it really gives you such an appreciation of how vast and beautiful and blue the ocean is. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Muchas gracias. Ooh, we got our lunch. We got a burger and we got boneless chicken. Not very authentically Mexico, but it's fine. It's so nice, I love it.
Damn, you never stayed. Feeling a change.
If you are coming to Playa for the party vibes, which we know a lot of you are, the main party street is actually not it's on the 5th Avenue, but it's the 5th with the 12th street. And Giovanni is definitely more knowledgeable in this area because he spent his early 20s here, so take it away.
Yeah, I grew up here. This is known as La Calle 12 because it's the translation of the 12th street. Here is where you're going to find the big nightclubs such as Abolengo, La Vaquita, Mandala, but most importantly, I would say Coco Bongo is kind of like the highlight of the,
Yeah, Coco Bongo is like the family-friendly one. That's the one where they've got live entertainments, it's all you can drink, but it's more of like a family-friendly vibe. The rest of these clubs are definitely targeted more to like the younger crowd.
Yeah.
They're more like exclusive.
Yeah. Actually, we made a video of the nightlife scene here in Playa del Carmen where we highlight Coco Bongo because we went there.
So the good thing about all of the clubs kind of being located in the same spot is if you are looking for a place to stay on the 5th Avenue, you'd want to stay on these avenues if you are here for the party vibe and you don't mind like the music and the loud noise going all night. But if you're looking for something that is peaceful and quiet, these are the streets that you want to stay. You want to avoid anything that's kind of near the 12th street because it just gets so noisy. If you're wondering about exchanging your money, you'll find those money exchange huts. That's probably one of the best places that you can exchange your money. On the Riviera Maya map that we were talking about earlier, we've mapped out like all of the money exchange spots close to the 5th Avenue and close to Centro, and you can find that link in the bio. Two kind of sensitive things that we're just going to talk about quickly when it comes to the nightlife in Playa. It's safe, yes, but we wouldn't recommend walking dark, lonely alleys alone at night. I mean, you would just practice the same precautions you would in any big city.
You might see people offering you illegal substances. However, we highly recommend avoid them, say no thank you, and just move out.
Yeah, as tempting as it can be, you just don't want to involve yourself with that kind of activity here. Just come have some drinks, have some clean fun, and move on. So when you're on the parts of the 5th Avenue where there are a lot of vendors, you might come across this particular scam where what they'll do is they'll actually drop toothpaste on your shirt and they'll come up to you and they'll be like, oh my gosh, a bird just pooed on you. And while they're doing that, their friend will come and offer to clean you up. And while that's happening, they're stealing your stuff. So if you are getting unsolicited attention, kind of all of a sudden, just be mindful of your belongings because that does tend to happen not just on the 5th Avenue, but also in the grocery
In grocery stores particularly. Something that we can recommend is just say, no, thank you, I'll take care of myself.
We're at Calle Corazon.
We're at Calle Corazon. Actually, they turned Calle Corazon, which used to be a very like romantic street. They turned into a hotel, like open mall. This is like the second open mall we're showing in this video. And it's nice. There's nice stores, nice restaurants. Actually, like upscale restaurant, but has lost the charm that it used to have back in like 20 years ago.
Yeah. The first open mall we showed you, it was more for like bathing suits and beachwear. This is more for like clothing and shoes. Not saying you're not going to find beachwear here, but this is definitely more clothing, shoes, upscale restaurants.
You won't find like any kind of Mexican store here.
No, it's all just like your normal stuff that you'll find at a mall in the United States.
Yeah.
And that's it. You can see it's just a little street. It's very small, definitely the smallest of the 3 malls we've just shown you. And right at the exit of this mall is the bane of my existence.
Who's that guy?
I'm not sure.
No.
We are in the 3rd mall out of the 3 open malls we're showing you today, which is called Quinta Alegria. Out of the 3 malls, this is the only one that doesn't really have like any sit-down restaurants. They do have Starbucks, as they all do.
All of them have.
All of them do, and Haagen-Dazs. But other than that, you're going to mostly find like beachwear here. They've got American Eagle. They've got
Clothing.
Forever 21. Yeah, this is also a pretty small one. Out of the 3 open malls, the first one that we showed you, which is called Paseo del Carmen, is our favorite.
Yeah, it's the one we like the most.
All of them are nice, but the first one is top pick. Yeah. This area has got a ton of vendors trying to sell you tours. A lot of times their little information pamphlets won't have prices, and that kind of gives them room to make up prices. They can be discretionary with their prices, and if they can sense that you are not from here, you don't speak Spanish, of course they're going to try and charge you a bit of a higher price. So in order to avoid that, we'd highly recommend either booking through your hotel concierge or booking online. We usually use Get Your Guide because Get Your Guide has got like legit reviews of people that have actually gone on those tours, and they only support authorized vendors. So yeah, that's just something to look out for as well. So I don't know how much you can see behind me because of the sunshine, but down there where you see that other pier, that is the ferry port where we started this video. So that's how far we've moved down the 5th Avenue, and we're not even near the end yet, but I think we've covered a good portion of it so far.
Yeah.
Okay, are we gonna go grab something to drink?
Yes, we're gonna get a coffee, but it's not the traditional coffee that you can find here in the 5th Avenue. It's gonna be something more local.
I can feel the darkness creeping in. I've been waiting on the day I could send my worries on their way.
So the funny thing about purchasing alcohol in any of these stores where they're offering you free samples is we've noticed that they don't have any pricing displayed. So that kind of leads us to believe that they kind of like look at you, assess how drunk you are, assess how much fun you're having, and kind of charge you based on what they feel like charging you.
Yeah, that's why instead we recommend going to the supermarkets and the liquor sections where you can get the actual prices. You're gonna find actually even better prices than what you can get here in the 5th Avenue. So I think it's our best recommendation in terms of getting alcohol in the 5th Avenue.
Yeah, and I mean the grocery stores honestly have everything you could possibly need. Tequila, mezcal, cervezas,
everything.
todos. You think it's spicy?
Sweet and hot spices.
Yeah. Solo un chocolate maya grande con cubos de hielo. So we're getting a sweet and spicy drink. The reason why we'd recommend coming here over Starbucks is cacao is a very important commodity in Mexico, and here they specifically have Mayan chocolate. So they infuse the Mayan chocolates. This drink has actually got spices as well, so it should be made with chili. So it should be spicy as well as made with Mayan chocolate. So that makes it kind of like a unique experience over just going to get the normal stuff from Starbucks.
Good.
Tastes completely different to the chocolate that you would be used to.
Another common scam that you can also encounter here, mostly when you're going to bars, they typically tend to overcharge you with 1 or 2 drinks. Check your bill at the end because sometimes they're gonna try to be a little bit sneaky.
Yeah, they take advantage, especially if they can see that you've been drinking. But another thing that actually happens is the menu will have one price, lower prices, and then you'll see higher prices on your final check. So, I mean, if you are suspicious that your bill looks maybe a bit high, ask them to see a menu so that you can compare the prices, because that's another common thing that they do to try and trick the tourists.
And sometimes the English menus have higher prices than Spanish menus. You
Yes.
just ask for both and check. It's just doesn't hurt to just check.
We don't want to like deter you guys from experiencing the Fifth Avenue. The Fifth Avenue is a lot of fun. I mean, it's one of the trademarks of Playa del Carmen. If you know all of these things that we're telling you, you're not going to fall victim to any of these scams that we've mentioned. We still want you guys to experience this, just being a little bit more informed than the average person. So like we were talking about the particular rooftops that specialize in like the party vibe and having DJs and stuff, there are also specific beaches that are more known for like the party vibe, and that would definitely be Playa Mamitas, which is where we're headed right now. You can already see like the crowd down there looks nuts. When we said Playa Mamitas is one of the busiest beaches, yeah? Oh, I don't know about you, but that is my idea of a nightmare. That does not scream nice, relaxing beach day to me. But that's why we're going to show you a much quieter, more pleasant beach, at least in our opinion.
Potentially one of the big hypes around Playa Mamitas, as far as I remember when I was a kid, is that beach used to be a topless beach. And I think that's why people love to go there, especially men.
Yeah, well, it's not topless anymore, just FYI.
It's very family friendly and there's a lot of people there.
Yeah. So we can already see that this beach is much quieter, there's not as much music, but also keep in mind it is going to be a little bit on the busy side because it's Sunday today.
I mean, you have the tourists and the locals visiting the beaches, so that's why.
Exactly. That beach that we just were at, I mean, it was still busy, but you don't have like the loud music and the big beach clubs and everything. So if you're someone that doesn't really like crowds, we'd highly recommend doing the Fifth Avenue and any of these big beaches on the weekdays, and maybe planning your excursions on the weekend.
A local tip. Actually, if you were to look for a place in Playa del Carmen to live, this area, it's called Sasilha. It's one of the quietest and it's one of the most peaceful, beautiful areas in Playa del Carmen to buy a condo or buy a place to live.
Yes. We are now on the kind of like secret part of the Fifth that no one seems to frequent. I don't know why. I think it might just be a bit too far away from the ferry port and stuff.
There's a lot of restaurant options here and they are pet friendly. Most of the time we have come, regardless if it's peak season or low season.
It's
slow
nice
season,
and quiet.
It's nice and quiet. I
Yeah, just got a different vibe. It's just a lot more chill. You don't have like the vendors on top of you. It's just a much nicer vibe down this side. This is literally the exact opposite of what you experience on the other side where we first started this video earlier this morning, where the ferry port is, where everything is so like, I don't know,
chaotic.
like chaotic. This is like chill. Love it.
This area, madam?
Huh? This is the area, yes. So if you're also looking for a hotel to stay on the Fifth Avenue, but you're looking for something that's a little bit cheaper and something that is far away from all the chaos, this is exactly where we would recommend finding a spot where you're right by the beach but away from the chaos. Look how nice and peaceful this is. So there you guys have it. You literally saw us work our way from one end of the Fifth Avenue all the way down to the other end. Honestly, you could do this entire stretch in one day, but it's pretty strenuous. We'd probably recommend planning 2 or 3 days to do it like at more of a leisurely pace. And if you've got any tips to help future travelers, specifically in regards to the scams, please feel free to leave them down in the comments.
This is the first video we are showcasing our For the Road merch. You can find it at fortheroadtravel.com, as well as our ebooks and map. If you got any value out of this video, please don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed to our channel, and that being said, we will see you in the next episode.
Hasta luego!
Join us in the next episode, where we take you to the beautiful Mexican Caribbean island of Cozumel.